Everybody's gone crazy, baby. And I've decided to stay optimistic about the future. And that includes staying optimistic about my fundraiser. Every single month, I do a fundraiser to keep THORnews up and running as your Planetary Defense Commander. I have $967 left to raise, with a little under 3.5 days to go. So if you'd like to contribute to see more THORnews videos in the future, you can send me a letter in the mail or contributions through PayPal, Venmo, CashApp, or Patron. And it is all greatly appreciated, and I do my best to bring you guys good information. Oh my God, these are dangerous times. And, yeah, sure, this is probably the most dangerous moment in history. And World War III could break out at any moment, and we could all die. So I recommend, taking a page out of Tim McGraw and live like you were dying. Maybe go bullfighting and skydiving, okay? What is this? The rise and fall of the riskiest asteroid in a decade. Sure feels that way, doesn't it? I think we're talking about Asteroid 2022 AE1. The 10th journey for the riskiest asteroid in a decade. Apparently it was going to hit us. They found it on January 6th. And then they were like, nope, it's not going to hit us. But then I saw some guy go, no, it's definitely going to hit us. So, yeah, sure, danger is around everywhere. And we'll look deeper into this story in a little bit. There's just a lot going on right now. And remember, we don't have to agree on everything. So if you have a different feeling or belief about something, try not to get mad at me just because out of 7 billion people, I do not 100% line up with your belief system. I do believe that we all have the God-given right to a pursuit of happiness and to be cool. So I'm going to try and do that. And I pretty much stick to the shit I've been saying for 20 or 30 years, that occupation is damn hard. And so when Russia invades Ukraine to try to occupy it, it is a country that is about as big as Texas and has more people, 45 million, than Texas, and they will all be defending their homeland. I have questioned the decision, what the heck to invade. I think they're going to have a rough go of it. You can totally disagree all you want. I think Zelensky seems like a really good leader. That pisses you off, I'm sorry. There are other YouTube channels that will agree and line up with your personal assessments. I am praying for peace, hoping that cooler heads prevail, and somehow we kick it into the roaring 20s. But right now, like I said, this is the most dangerous moment in history. Valerie Hopkins, only 72 hours ago, Lviv was modern European metropolis with bustling cafes and clubs so popular that people from Berlin came. Today, the streets are barren and everything is closed. Civilians have been told to buy or collect weapons, and radio stations are airing instructions about how to make Molotov cocktails. And for the first time in history, NATO is deploying its 40,000-man response force. I don't know how many of the 40,000 troops are being deployed, but I know that shit is ratcheting up as things get very dark winter 2022 year. And so no matter what, I recommend you try to enjoy yourself this weekend. Unplug from the internet if you have to, and nobody knows how many minutes or days we have left in our lives, so try and enjoy them where and when you can. No surprise to anyone, Wall Street seems pretty dang happy today. Dow Jones climbs 800 points in its best day since 2020. Ransomware gangs and hackers are now picking sides over the Russia invading Ukraine. NATO just announced that they will consider cyber attacks as part of an actual attack, triggering Article 5. And in simple weather news, Cyclone Vernon is revving up, I think, in the Indian Ocean. Indonesia had a 6.2 earthquake that brought multiple fatalities. This is video of the missiles hitting Mykolaiv airfield and nearby depot about an hour ago. And yes, this does feel like the winter that will never end. But if we can survive and not trigger World War III, spring is right around the corner. about a month away. Stephanie Abrams, literally an ice skating rink. Charles Peak, looking in on parking lots that are like skating rinks at Oklahoma this morning. Arkansas and Oklahoma have seen a considerable amount of ice. Washington Capitals captain Alex, a Russian, is like, hey man, he's hoping and praying for peace right now, even though he's pro-Putin, and I think everyone should feel the same way. But this is, the world. You're allowed to think whatever you want to think, believe whatever you want to believe. 2 more merchant ships were hit by Russian attacks in the Black Sea, Japanese bulk carrier, and Moldovan chemical tanker. So tensions are just getting ratcheted up across the board. Even China's called for Russia to resume talks and move for peace. But who knows what'll happen, because the last 2 years have made everybody kind of insane, in my opinion. The ruble has been getting hit hard, super hard, which is causing problems for the Russian economy. So it definitely seems like it would be best if people would calm down and work together. And yes, I know that it is dark, it is cold, and it feels like there is no hope in the future. But as I've said many times, I'm a Norse Jedi Christian, and I believe God is great and that miracles will pull us through this. But it may get crazier and darker and weirder. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a major earthquake or volcano eruption in the near future, just because it has that vibe to it. You got atmospheric rivers coming into the Pacific Northwest over the next few days. And it's been a dangerous, dark winter for multiple reasons. As I mentioned before, 7 people died, dozens more were injured. And a 6.2 magnitude earthquake rocked Indonesia's Sumatra island on Friday, with residents shuttling loved ones to safety as buildings crumbled around them. Yeah, it almost feels like, the world itself is crumbling around us. And we kind of knew that having Venus and Mars together in the sky for pretty much a month till the middle of March would be crazy in Capricorn. And you got Pluto at the very last degree of Capricorn, and this is Western astrology, right? This is Vedic or Eastern astrology, and I wish I'd paid more attention to it before, because Eris, the planet of discord and fighting and everybody kind of losing their minds, is in the very, very, very last degree of Pisces. And so when I saw this, it's no surprise to me that everything is super duper extra falling apart, and you're having major upheaval in the eastern side of the world. And so, yeah, buckle up, man and ma'am. But it does seem like in the modern age, in the atomic age, tensions have never been higher. Finland and Sweden now, I think, talked about joining NATO. And then Russia was like, hey, if you join NATO, we will kick your ass. Which is just I'm not laughing at the overall situation. It's just, you got to keep a sense of humor, man, because, yep, we're on the brink. Everybody is handling today in this energy in their own way. And we've gone down to I think 3 sunspots right now, but we have more sunspots on the other side. And I do think extra solar energy helps. And so I would hang in there. I saw this report from UFO Facts, and the asteroid was moving so fast it didn't have enough time to try to swerve. And the European Space Agency said that unfortunately the chance of collision is increasing. And UFO Facts says Asteroid 2022 AE1 was discovered on January 6th, and a day later the automated system for determining the orbit of asteroids recognized it as potentially dangerous. The system automatically calculates orbits from asteroid observation data provided by telescopes and observatories around the world. Which one do we want to look into? Let's try physics.org. All right. It's by European Space Agency. Initial observations of an asteroid dubbed 2022 AE1 showed a potential Earth impact on the 4th of July 2023. Oh, hey, totally enough time for us to come up with some kick-ass Asteroid Fight Club solutions if everybody would unite. Not enough time to attempt deflection, and large enough to do real damage to a local area should it strike. Worryingly, the chance of impact appeared to increase based on the first 7 days of observations, followed by a dramatic week in the dark as the full moon outshone the potential impactor, ruling out further observations. As the moon moved aside, the skies dimmed, and the ESA's Near-Earth Object Coordination Center took another look, only to find the chance of impact was dramatically falling. It has since been confirmed that 2022 AE will not impact Earth and has been removed from ESA's risk list. So what's the story behind the excitement? How can we trust the seemingly meandering impact risk? Never seen anything just like it. We'll look into this a little more because, like I said, there's a lot going on. But Asteroid Fight Club, great job once again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I recommend everybody hang in there, and somehow magically we'll make it through the day. Do your part by being cool, staying kind, make people laugh where you can. And, you know, one of the weird things about when I do put out a video, it's almost like every single time I put out a video, there's someone like, hey man, I listened to your take on the subject, but here, let me give you my take, which is 100 times more negative and very nihilistic. And that's just always, that's not for me, man. You know, like, I don't know. But to the day I die, I plan to keep hope alive. But yeah, Planetary Defenders, always alert, man. This is Planetary Defense, you know, Asteroid Fight Club. It's our 9-year anniversary on the 15th of February. And yeah, we knew that Dark Winter 2022 was going to be wild and crazy and dangerous. But pray for peace, stay cool, and have faith. And if you would like to be part of Miracle for THORnews, I've only got $967 left to raise for my February fundraiser with 3.5 days left to go. You can send me a letter. Those are always super duper greatly appreciated. Or you can send me a PayPal, a Venmo, a Cash App, and a Patreon contribution. Those are always super duper greatly appreciated as well. I know these are crazy times, so let me say thank you again to everybody out there for staying cool. Maybe I'll go live tonight and we can talk about it. But just do your best to appreciate your friends, your family, and anything good in your life. I know I am. And so thank you again to Silky, Brittany, Dane, Michelle, and everybody out there in Asteroid Fight Club. Brady, everybody, you guys are all awesome. I love you. Stay cool, and I will talk to y'all in the near future. God bless everyone.